Hey guys, Stockton here, and welcome back to Prem Predictions. I've got a special guest with me. Hit a like if you think this guy's cute. I think he is.
World War III has started, but Premier League predictions goes on as usual. There is Jeremy Beadle, which means that I'm back in England.
What do you think, Lucky? What do you think of the Premier League? Oh, look! Ah!
Last week, Thogdad 12, Thogden 9. I have caught up. We've both got 201 points.
Left paw for Man City, right paw for Arsenal. He went for the right paw! You saw that! Arsenal are winning the league.
AFC Bournemouth against Brentford is 10th against 7th. Two teams in really good form and two teams who are pushing for Europe. Now Bournemouth, unbeaten in 8 games in the league. They had 21 shots against Sunderland. That was a really good pulsating game, but only Evan Nielsen could find the net.
On one hand, Bournemouth, they've not been very good lately. They seem to have sold all their players and they're just struggling. And then on the other side, Brentford, they're winning games. They're doing well. And even when they get put under the cosh, they seem to find a result right at the end. They just keep getting results. That match against Burnley was unbelievable. How that ended 4-3, I'll never know.
But Brentford, oh my goodness, 4-3 victory at Turf Moor. Could have been, 5-4 to Burnley. 2 disallowed goals, and Burnley showed amazing spirit. But Damsgaard, 2 goals and 1 assist. One of the best players in the Premier League, in my humble opinion. And Igor Thiago has now got 18 goals in the league. He is going for the Golden Boot up against Haaland. And you look at Brentford's away form, 7 wins in the last 8 games in all competitions. This could go either way, but I'm going to sit on the fence. Bournemouth 1, Brentford 1.
How can you not back Brentford? Keith Andrews seems to have the way. Him and Benham are fixing a tactic that just seems to work. I'm going to go 2-1 and another late winner for Keith Andrews. And this dog probably really wants to watch this game because he keeps coming up to me.
Everton against Burnley is 8th against 19th. It is a tasty Lancashire derby between two teams who scored 3 goals last week. Now Everton went to St James's Park, 34% possession, but they had the better chances and they took them. Branthwaite, Beto, Barry all getting on the score sheet. But the thing about Everton, good away from home at the moment, but the last 7 at the Hill Dickinson, they have got no wins.
The Toffees at home suck. We know that. David Moyes doesn't seem to get a result at all at home, but then away, he's incredible. I predicted him to win by 1 goal at Newcastle, and he did exactly that. So Everton are... There's only one way this game goes. Burnley was so unlucky against Brentford. They did everything. Scott Parker's post-match interview. Look how gutted he was.
Burnley, we've just spoken about them. So unlucky against Brentford. Jadon Anthony and Fleming in really good form at the moment. And if Burnley go down, teams will be looking at players like that. Now, Burnley, I think, over the next 9 or 10 games, they'll have at least one surprise result because they've got nothing to lose. But I can't bet against Everton here. They're going to win 2-1.
Everton won, Burnley 2. They're going to win this game. I've got a feeling Burnley will be victorious. Fleming to score. He's got one of the best goal-to-game ratios after Haaland in the Prem.
Leeds United against Sunderland is 15th against 12th. 2 of the promoted sides having really good seasons. And Leeds United were not embarrassed by Manchester City. You saw the reaction of Daniel Farke at the end. I wonder what the gaffer said to the referee, because normally he is so calm. Only 6 points between Leeds and the relegation zone, but I reckon they're staying up.
On one hand, I feel like Leeds, you cannot doubt them. Their team is working hard, they're fighters, they're scoring goals, good home crowd. And then Sunderland, I just feel like the Mackhams at home, when you back them, they do really good. But at Ellen Road, with Xhaka.
I saw that game away at Bournemouth and I thought they were rock solid. The centre-backs in particular, Ballard, I really like him, were really good in that game. But the trouble with Sunderland, it is now 9 away games without a single victory. That has been a problem for them this season. I think this one is going to be tight. Could easily be like a 1-1 draw. But I'm going to go with Leeds 1-0.
I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw here. I can't see a clear victory.
Wolverhampton Wanderers against Liverpool is 20th against 5th. 2 teams who won last game week, and it's not often we say that about Wolves, but they beat the Villa 2-0. And my mate Andy was at that game, and he sent me a video of the Wolves fans, and all they were singing was, shit on the Villa. Sorry for the language, but that's exactly what Wolves did. João Gomez and Gomez getting the goals. And officially, Wolves are not the worst team in the history of the Premier League. So congratulations to Wolves for that achievement.
I just don't know if Wolves have enough to beat Liverpool. Liverpool just beat West Ham 5-2. And even this dog turns on the telly when Liverpool are playing because they're so exciting. Ekitike is in the form of his life. McAllister's scoring last-minute winners against Forest. You just have to back Liverpool to win games right now. Slot has figured it out. They seem a bit more relaxed. Salah's enjoying himself. He's still doing very well during Ramadan. I can only see a Liverpool win at Molineux.
Liverpool, meanwhile, 5-2 victors over West Ham at Anfield. And interestingly, the XG for West Ham was slightly higher, but who cares about that? I reckon this is going to be tight. Wolves 0, Liverpool 1.
Wolves 1, Liverpool 3. Goal crazy, but if I get this game right, I get 4 points. And I know we're drawing on points right now, which is really scaring me. So I have to go bold. 2-goal difference, hopefully different to Thogdat.
Aston Villa against Chelsea is 4th against 6th. It's the game of the weekend, and it's two teams chasing Champions League football. Now, we've mentioned Villa already. They lost to Wolves in the local derby, and they have been leapfrogged by Manchester United.
Villa, when they go on winning streaks, they keep up winning streaks. But when they go on losing streaks, they're going to be long too. It's how life works. When you win, you win. When you lose, you lose. They love a streak. And Unai Emery is currently on a red streak, a poor streak, not one that he's too happy with. And results are dropping every single time. And I think this is a great opportunity for what was a good fight at the Emirates from Liam Rossinia's lads. Now, they won't have one player by the name of Pedro Neto giving away a silly second yellow, 1-match ban, but they do have João Pedro, who is unbelievable, and they have a great squad.
Chelsea, if you don't keep 11 players on the pitch, you won't win games. You could easily have got something from Arsenal if you kept all your players on the pitch. And Sanchez in goal, I thought he was poor. I thought he was at fault for one of the goals, and he gave heart attacks to his fellow players and to the fans when he played some really silly passes. So Chelsea, also Cole Palmer, I thought he didn't turn up to that game. Maybe he was carrying a small injury. On a different day, Chelsea could have got something from Arsenal, but they didn't. I'm going to sit on the fence here. A 1-1 draw.
We need a Rossinia masterclass for my prediction to happen. We need Cole Palmer to finally turn up. He's been stinking up the gaff a bit too much for me. I just can't see Villa getting a result here. And I think Chelsea will win it by 1-goal difference. Maybe a Caicedo long shot or something interesting from João Pedro. João Pedro is definitely getting one. I'm going to go for a Chelsea 2-1 win. Still a tight game, but in the end, Rossinia getting the win that he truly needs. He's been battered by Arsenal too many times, too many confidence knocks, and his Burnley result wasn't good either.
Brighton and Hove Albion against Arsenal is 11th against 1st. Two teams who won last weekend, and Brighton, I've got to talk about that man, Danny Welbeck. He is 35 years old. He scored 10 goals in the league last season. He's got 10 goals in the league this season. He has never got 11 league goals in one season. That's got to be some sort of record, and he's going to be facing his old team.
Now, I know everybody's clicked on this video thinking Thogden is going to stink on Arsenal again. He's going to predict a draw or a Brighton win. Well, I'm going to tell you by the end of this why I think that will happen. So, Brighton, they have just beaten Palace, Derby Day win, basically kept Hutzler his job. Then they kicked on with a 2-1 home win recently, which was brilliant for their form. They're now back-to-back wins, away and home. The manager's got confidence, Tony Bloom is loving it, and Arsenal, yes, they've done well. You know, they did kind of smash Tottenham, and they did kind of beat Chelsea at home, not convincingly, they nearly bottled at the end, but they won. That's 6 points in 2 games against hard opposition. Arteta is looking like he can go all the way.
David Raya, I thought, was superb. So much better than Sanchez. The Arsenal defence were brilliant. I mean, the goals came from there. And Declan Rice, that man was man of the match. And I've got a little hint for opposing fans. When Declan Rice comes over to take a corner, do not barrack him, because you know what, he'll whip in a ball, he'll get an assist, he's going to turn around and laugh at you. So next time he comes over to you, say something nice, a little bit of reverse psychology. So this weekend was St Totteringham's day. It's the day that Tottenham can no longer catch Arsenal in the league. And I'm in North London right now, and St Totteringham's day means a lot in this part of the world.
What am I going to say? It has to be a Brighton win, right? No. Brighton 0, Arsenal 2. And the reason being, they've now convinced me that they will grind out these tough games.
This is going to be Brighton and Hove Albion 1, Arsenal 2. Fulham against West Ham United is 9th against 18th. It's a tasty London derby. Fulham are looking for Europe and West Ham are looking for survival. Now Fulham beat Tottenham Hotspur at home at the weekend. Some people would say there's no point celebrating that, but Alex Iwobi, former Gooner, got a goal, and Harry Wilson, just how good has he been this season?
Lucky the dog is coming to predict it, and I think he's saying, a Fulham 2-1 win. The question is, will I predict it? And to be honest, Fulham right now are just smashing it. They killed it against Tottenham. They got that win. Harry Wilson goal and assist. Iwobi with a lovely finish. I could watch that finish all day. This dog is... Look at this dog. What's this dog doing?
West Ham United, meanwhile, caught Liverpool on a very bad day and got smashed 5-2. Only 2 points behind Nottingham Forest. And they've got to look at this game and think, we've got to win this one. The only trouble is they are not very good in London derbies. And I'm just going to stick my neck out here and say Fulham to win 2-1.
West Ham, I'm sorry, how can I back you after you've conceded 5 goals at Anfield to Liverpool? Like, there's no way I can possibly predict it. So this only... I just have this weird thing about Fulham is they always seem to beat the big teams, and I'm not calling Tottenham a big club anymore, but they should win that game, and they did. But I feel like midweek they aren't just going to win every week. They're going to have an upset every so often. And I know West Ham have to keep fighting. They have to come away with something here. It's very close down at the bottom for them. And I think they need to pick up a result. So I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. And I know that's pretty silly the way Fulham just played. But I know Marco Silva. He'll look unbelievable one week and then they'll look a little bit average the next.
Manchester City against Nottingham Forest is 2nd against 17th. 2 teams with very different ambitions this season. City want to win the league and Forest want to stay up. And at the weekend at Ellen Road, potential banana skin for City. And they came away 1-0 winners. A great team goal finished by Semenyo, and that is now 4 league victories in a row. And you look at City at home, 7 wins in a row.
There is still no Erling Haaland playing for the Sky Blues, but they're at home to Forest, and there was no problem for City last week. They have a very good team, with or without Haaland, with or without you. Lucky is crying, the dog is crying because he knows if he was a Forest fan, he is going to be enjoying a battering this midweek.
And they're playing a Forest team who occasionally get a good result away from home. Remember the Brentford result. Remember the result at Anfield, 3-0 earlier in the season. But Forest, they were second best at the Amex against Brighton. And I think this is going to be 2-0 to Man City.
Man City will come away victorious. It's a question of how many. And I'm going to go 3-0. They have the military, they have the service, and Pep Guardiola has his eyes on that title, no matter what.
Newcastle United against Manchester United, 13th against 3rd, 2 of the billionaire clubs of the Premier League. Now Newcastle at home to Everton, equalised twice, but came away with no points. Something is going wrong there, and European qualification for next season is very unlikely unless they put together 3 or 4 wins in a row.
Newcastle Man United, a goal crazy match. We are going to be watching this for sure. How many goals, I don't know, but the last 3 Newcastle home games have all ended 3-2. Champions League and Premier League. Carabao and 2 Prem games. Crazy. 3-2, 3-2, 3-2. I think they won 2 of them and lost 1. Surely there's another 3-2, and I know Thogdad doesn't like predicting big scoring games, so I will be the one to do it. On paper, who is the better team? Probably Man United. Quite a lot of injuries in this Newcastle team, but they will be fighting, looking to get a result after that Everton loss. They'll look to bounce back. I truly believe that the Geordies will come away with victory.
Manchester United went behind against Crystal Palace, but came back superbly. And there's one man I want to talk about. He got a goal. He got an assist. He absolutely ran the game. And for the last, I think it's 6 seasons, Bruno Fernandes from Portugal has set this division alight. He has been absolutely superb. And United, you look at their away record, I think they've only lost 1 of their last 11 away games. And they are the form team of the league, along with Manchester City. So you cannot bet against them here. Newcastle United 1, Manchester United 2.
I predicted Everton to beat Newcastle. I was correct last week. Surely, Thogden, if you got that one right, you predict Newcastle to lose again. When something is working, you back it again. That is the right way of thinking. but I have this weird feeling they're going to turn up against Man United. They usually do. I remember when they beat them 4-1 at home, that stadium's going to get behind them. It doesn't matter if they play the bloody academy. They will come up with a win, and it will be a 1-goal difference. You know what? I'm going to go bold for a 4-pointer. Newcastle 3, Manchester United 2.
And finally, Tottenham Hotspur against Crystal Palace, 16th against 14th. Two London clubs who are in a massive relegation tussle. Now, Spurs went to Craven Cottage, went 2-0 down very quickly. Richarlison came on and got a consolation goal. But you look at that game, only one shot on target. How are you going to get points if you only have one shot on target? They've now lost 4 in a row in the Premier League. And you look at their form in the Champions League and you think, how is that possible? How is it possible to be so good in Europe and so poor in the Premier League?
What a game. New manager for Spurs hasn't really been smashing it, has he? And then there's Palace, who, yeah, they had moments where they were good. Lacroix scored the early goal against Man United 1-0 up, and then he got a red card. He won't be playing in this fixture. What's going on there? Palace went on to lose 2-1 to United. They fell away.
And Crystal Palace just look absolutely exhausted, and they need to find the form that they had against Brighton at the Amex. But I'm going to stick my neck out again and say that Tottenham Hotspur are going to win a game of football at home. Spurs 2, Crystal Palace 1. And the difference here is going to be Richarlison, because they're going to start him for once and he's going to be man of the match.
It's two teams who are just getting battered every week. One that could even get relegated. And Tottenham fans are talking online like they want Championship football. They want the cheaper ticket prices. They want to play the academy players and improve as a club. They want to enjoy new away days that they've not been to before. And I don't blame them. When Bolton got relegated to Championship, and I went to every single away game that season, it was incredible. But for me, I think you're actually going to come away with something in this game for the first time with your new gaffer. The Balkan King is going to be screaming at his players to get it right. Probably play the 3-back system he's always doing. But Palace will score in this match and they could win it. It's going to be one of those where it's going to end a draw, but Palace will have a late chance to win it that they mess up. That wasn't an alarm, that was the dog trying to get my attention. But I'm not going to be distracted. I'm going to say my prediction. Tottenham 1, Palace 1. It's going to be a draw. That is all the matches here predicted from Montenegro. The dog is kicking off, so I need to go find him. Smash the like and let me know what you think the scores will be. Who will win the Premier League? The dog says Arsenal. See you in a bit.